Hello everyone, Reza here. Customizing SharePoint list forms with PowerApps is now a lot easier thanks to the Canvas app MCP server. Yes, AI can help write YAML code for us. Let's see how we can build a multi-tabbed form experience with AI. The scenario: I have an asset manager SharePoint list that tracks details about assets that my organization has procured, what's the current status of that asset, who is the current owner, and more. This list I created based on an existing template called Asset Manager. So if you wish to try it out, you can use this template as the starting point. To customize the form experience for this list with PowerApps, head over to Integrate, PowerApps, and Customize Forms. This leads us to the Studio experience for PowerApps, where we can customize this SharePoint list form. Now, please note, this is a special Canvas app scenario where the app includes a SharePoint integration object, the data source for which is the Asset Manager SharePoint list. This is connected in the app to begin with. Also, this SharePoint integration object, if we explore the advanced properties, has different actions that get called depending upon the action the user takes in SharePoint. Are they trying to create an item, edit an item? Are they saving the changes? And so on and so forth. Now, the form that it includes to begin with is a classic form experience. I want to build a modern experience by using the modern controls, which are a lot faster, enhanced branding, and a lot more capabilities. For that, I'll head over to Settings, Updates, and enable modern controls and themes. I will be using the Canvas app MCP server and make the changes using a coding agent. This feature of creating and editing Canvas apps with AI code gen tools, currently in preview at the time of recording of this video, has certain prerequisites, one of them being that we need the co-authoring feature enabled for the app. So here, I'll make sure that co-authoring is turned on. When I do that, it will save the application to PowerApps and then refresh the Studio experience. It's saved. Now it's reopening the Studio. My app's reloaded. To confirm, co-authoring is turned on. Next step, let's use the Canvas app authoring MCP server. For that, I will use a coding agent of my choice. In my scenario, I'll be using Claude Code. I've launched Claude. In order for us to use the Canvas Apps MCP plugin, the first step is you need to add the Power Platform Skills plugin by firing this command to your coding agent. And next step, you will install the Canvas app plugin by firing this command. Now, both of this I have already performed in my scenario. This marketplace is basically a GitHub repository where all these plugins are maintained by Microsoft. As a best practice, I'll do /plugin, and here I'll go to marketplace. I have already added the Power Platform Skills. I'll just make sure I select this and I update this. Next step, I can browse the plugins. So Canvas Apps is the one that's installed. There are other plugins as well. If I just select this, I can say update this so it gets the latest version. Now I want to configure Canvas MCP. This will now load the skill as part of that plugin to go and connect to my Canvas app authoring MCP server. It's asking me for the URL. That URL is the URL of my current running Canvas editor session. I'll copy the URL and provide that URL right here and hit enter. At this point, it will make a connection to my Canvas app authoring session. In this scenario, it is a SharePoint customized list form experience. It signed me in. In case you're not signed in, it may open the browser window and prompt you to sign in. Now here, I can ask it to make changes to my app. I'll start with remove the classic SharePoint form control in the app. Now at this point, it will use the Canvas app skill to edit the application. It's using my coding agent's tokens, in this case Claude, to call the respective tool to make changes for me. You see, it says this is a SharePoint list form customized app. So it is aware that this is a special type of application. Do you want to override the screen with the changes? I'll allow it to do so. Yes, I could have removed the classic form control myself, but in this scenario, I asked AI to do that. All right, it's gone ahead and removed the form control. Let's add the modern form control now to the app. My intent is I want a modern form control. The Canvas app authoring MCP server backed with skills. Skills like list the controls, describe the controls. It has full context of the control ecosystem. It's identified my connected data source, which is my asset manager list. It's pulled the columns. It's now writing the YAML code for the modern form control. Whenever it frames the YAML, it will also run the validate skill to ensure that the YAML that it's going to write is accurate. It's added the cards. I do see the form. It does have the modern controls in here. The form has the data cards, but only the controls. It doesn't have the labels. I've asked it, can you add the full data card experience? While it does that work, that PowerApp form will light up in the SharePoint experience. My SharePoint has a theme, a brand associated with it. It's using the standard SharePoint teal color. Why not brand my SharePoint custom form as well? Add a modern theme for the app and use the SharePoint teal color. At this point, I can just sit back and wait for AI to weave its magic. You can see how it's starting to add that teal color branding to the application. It's made the updates. Now it should have the full form control experience with that teal branding that I asked for. Now please note, there are errors here. The SharePoint integration object, you can see the data source, it didn't map that. That's okay. I can do the mapping. My list that's connected in the app is Asset Manager. Also for the SharePoint integration object, if I explore the properties, the form control connection is missing. It's put this placeholder here. I can literally copy this, go to search, replace, paste that token. You see, it found 5 items that I can replace. I want to replace these with the name of my form. Right click, rename, copy, search, replace, paste, replace all, done. All those errors on the SharePoint integration object are gone. If I look at the properties of the SharePoint form, the default mode of the form, I'll make it new. Now let's publish. to SharePoint. Now, if I go back to my SharePoint list and click on Add New Item, this will open that PowerApps customized SharePoint form directly in the context of SharePoint. If I select an existing item, so let me ask AI to check this out for me. I'm seeing this issue in the real SharePoint list. You can see how it's going to be making certain changes. The update that it's pushed is as follows. Also note, every time it makes the update, it does make that same mistake again. And this potentially is a bug right now, wherein it loses the context of the connected data source. So my suggestion would be to make all the changes in the app, and then when you're done and ready to publish it, you finalize this part, which is Asset Manager as the data source, and then all these properties, find and replace concept, running it again. I'll publish. This time, if you notice, the updates that it's pushed out is working. I'll change the title on this one to 701. There we go. Now let's ask it to do more to our form. Let's make the form a multi-tabbed form experience. Place the fields, those are the columns, logically into different categories. Now this is where you can get really creative. You can work with AI. If you have snapshots of how you would like the form to look and feel, you can provide that image as context to your coding agent. You can see in this case, because I said a multi-tabbed form, it's now going to use the modern tab list control and generate the multi-form experience. It's going to write all the PowerFX code for me. I have done videos in the past where I've shown how to create multi-tabbed form experiences. There is some work involved. Here, AI will build it out for me in a matter of seconds. It's planned to create 3 tabs for me: details, purchase, and ownership. And it's going to place the different fields in those different tabs. If you want a specific set of tabs and fields, you can define that to your coding agent. You can see how it's handling the visibility of the data cards depending upon the tab I will be on. Once it updates all the YAML, it will sync this code back to my studio experience. Done. Let's preview. Details tab, purchase tab, ownership tab. You can see how it built that entire tab logic experience for me. I'm going to ask it to do a lot more things. Manufacturer, asset type. These are not multi-select columns in my data source. These are single select columns. All combo boxes must be single select. The current owner and previous owner are person columns. How do I get the modern combo box to act like a person column? There's work needed. I did a full-fledged video on the modern combo box control, wherein I showed how the modern combo box control can be made a person picker experience. And this I explained in the context of the form control. You can see I have this data card here. How about I right click, view code, and copy this code and give this as context to my coding agent. I'll paste that code. It does require the Office 365 users connector. So I'll just go ahead and add that connection to my app as well. You can see it's starting to push those changes out. There. How cool is that? I'll make those minor corrections. Done. Publish. Publish to SharePoint. This time, if I add a new item, here it is. I've asked it to also add the device photo data card and make sure the default mode of the form is new. It understands that it's a SharePoint image column, so it will use the add media control in PowerApps for it. Of course, it's you and AI working together. Always test, validate, make sure it's making the right updates, and guide it. You can see how nicely it's added the picture control for me. Let's add a new item. Save. Done. And if I select an existing item, here it is. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching.